The Lavender Witch and the Captain. The lights of the advanced pub aboard the starship Dominion blinked behind them. Captain David, his cobalt blue uniform crisp and neat, walked with a steady stride down the massive starship corridor. Beside him, Kelvin crackled with energy. She was a whirlwind of yellow, her sexy and revealing microdress and heels the color of lightning, her long blonde hair flowing from under a stylish hat. Just ahead, Captain Davina led the way. She was David's mirror image, a beautiful and commanding presence in her own cobalt uniform, tailored with a sleek miniskirt and black tights. And with her was Kelvin, a warlock of immense power. His elegant yellow robes swirled around him, crackling with the same electric power that sparked from Kelvin's dress. They strutted down the massive corridors of the dreadnought. "Well," Kelvin said with a sassy flick of her hair, "at least his briefing room is classy." Kelvin chuckled in agreement. The four of them sat around the polished table in David's briefing room. He leaned forward, his expression serious. "Who are you two?" he asked, looking at Davina. "And how do you have a ship the same as mine, but more advanced?" Captain Davina explained everything. "We're from an alternative universe," she said calmly. "I am you, David. And Kelvin," she gestured to the warlock, "is Kelvin." Kelvin spoke up, a wide grin on her face. "Wow, so cool. Well, at least he's got fashion sense and is fabulous like me," she said, winking at her counterpart. Kelvin just giggled. "Unfortunately," Kelvin added, his tone becoming serious, "we have no ship and no home." Captain David considered this. He was a man of action and compassion. "I can offer you a ship from my docking bay," David said generously. But Davina gracefully declined with a shake of her head. "I have a better idea," she said, her eyes gleaming with determination. "But we need to go back to my Dominion and grab the data core." After a moment's thought, David agreed. They all headed for the teleporter room. David and Davina stood, grabbing their energy shotguns from a nearby rack. They stood on the teleporter pad, the low hum of the machine filling the air. A brilliant blue light enveloped them. They materialized on the wrecked bridge of the other Dominion and were met with chaos. A horde of maintenance robots, scuttling monstrosities of wires and steel, swarmed them, their single red optical sensors glowing with malevolent intent. "Ambush!" David yelled. The robots opened fire with plasma cutters and rivet guns. David and Davina dove for cover behind a shattered console. Across the bridge, Kelvin threw up a shimmering yellow barrier, protecting a startled Kelvin from larger bots brandishing crackling energy shields. "My turn," Kelvin shouted, her yellow microdress flaring as she unleashed her power. A blinding nova of electrical energy erupted from her hands, short-circuiting the shielded bots in a shower of sparks. The effort left her breathing heavily. Seeing an opening, Davina tossed a small disc that erupted in an electromagnetic pulse, momentarily stunning the robots, pinning them down. "Now, David," she commanded. He vaulted over the console, his shotgun barking as he cleared a path. As they advanced, the remaining robots converged, their parts twisting and fusing together. With a horrific grinding of metal, they formed a single massive entity, a maintenance amalgam. It lashed out, and Davina shouted, "Its power core is on its back!" David laid down, suppressing fire, blasting chunks of armor from its chest. "Kelvin, hit the exposed circuits," he roared. Kelvin unleashed a concentrated spear of lightning that struck true, causing the monster to shudder. The amalgam turned on them, but Kelvin threw up a shimmering shield, absorbing the blow. "Now, Davina," he yelled. Davina slid underneath the beast, firing her shotgun directly into the rear power core. With a deafening shriek, the amalgam exploded. "The data core! The ship is coming apart!" David shouted. Davina sprinted into the command room and emerged moments later, clutching the glowing device. They fled through the disintegrating ship as the corridors collapsed around them. They reached the teleporter pad moments before the floor gave way. "Mr. Woo-jung now," David yelled into his communicator. A familiar blue light enveloped them. They reappeared on David's pristine command room floor, gasping for breath. He ordered Sergeant Hannah to set a course for his space station. "Not a problem," he said, looking at Davina with a tired smile. "Maximum warp." The long day was finally over. After David and Kelvin showed their weary counterparts to their new quarters, they retired to their own room. In the quiet of their cabin, they found comfort in each other's arms, drifting off to sleep as the stars streaked past their window. Meanwhile, in their new quarters, Davina stood by the large viewport, gazing out at the star-streaked void. "We're alive, and we have the core," she said, her voice a mix of weariness and resolve. "That's a start."